Hello everyone, welcome back to XNVR. My name is Christian, and yet again I am playing Freeman, Guerrilla Warfare. Now in the last episode it ran on quite long. I do apologise. I kind of rambled a bit, but what I did, because I just started a new game, I hadn't really played with it after the Steam release and all the updates and everything. I hadn't played, so there was quite a lot for me to get to grips with. So what I did was I've gone away, I have played it for quite a few hours. There are a fair few differences between the game that I first played and this one. The most noticeable for me being that when I first started the pre-alpha build, in that one you had points which you could assign to these skills. You were just given a load off the bat, and it didn't matter where you put them. You could put as many as you like, pretty much as many as you liked in certain places. So for me, I went straight to leadership and commanding, and I just put those points in there so that I could control a much larger force right from the get-go. In this, they've kind of sorted that in that, yes, I did have skill points when I first started. It gave me a couple just to get me going. And it only allowed me to put 1 in leadership and 1 in commanding. So I can now only command a force of 15. Let's put that on. Which I must admit has made things more difficult, because I have to really search all the enemies that are out on the world map. I have to search for the smaller forces that I can take on, build up my money, and I've managed to buy myself a nice rifle, got myself a scope, got myself some armor with camouflage, so I'm harder to spot on the battlefield. Yeah, nice, brilliant. But I'm having to be a lot more tactical because I only have a small force. And I mean, I guess the name is Guerrilla Warfare, so you have to take that small force and take on much larger ones. And it's so hard. It's so difficult, but unbelievably satisfying. When you've got a group of 15, like I have, and then you take down a group of, say, 30, that's awesome. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, I have been playing this for a few hours now, just to build up a little bit of money and some good firearms, but okay, so this guy's got 11 more people than we do. Let's see what happens when I take him on. So, there has been a couple more updates since the first episode. Sorry, since the second episode of Freeman, which was the first episode of the Steam release version. They have put back on the planning map these little red arrows here, so you can kind of get an idea where the enemy's going to be coming from. And oh god, they're coming from 2 different angles. This is going to hurt. What might be best if I just take on one, the closer one. And there's not a lot of cover actually. Not a great deal of cover at all. Or do I just fall back into this position? But then it might be forever until I encounter the enemy. Right, so one thing that happens during the battle, you have that 5-minute timer up at the top. Once that runs out, the enemy is revealed to you on your map. So if you can survive long enough, then you'll actually start getting hints as to where the enemy force roughly is. It comes up as a big red shaded area. But the thing that I honestly don't know if this was in the pre-alpha build, or I don't know if this was one of the recent updates since the last episode, but this map is accessible during the fight. And when I say this map, I mean not just a blank map to show you the area, I mean you can still issue orders to your people, radio into your people. So even though I don't know where the enemy are now, if I send people out and just sort of, send them to take this little area here, and they suddenly spot a load of enemies just to the north, I can then, obviously, because the battle doesn't stop when you bring up the map, so you get down, get into cover, open up the map. You can then select the units and say, right, cancel what you're doing now. I want you to go back here through the trees and, you know, get them to take the more roundabout way and flank the enemy. At the same time, take another one of your units and distract them. The game really lives up to its name. You have to employ these guerrilla tactics, otherwise you just get wiped out, because there are no enemies wandering around the world map with the same amount of people as me. I mean, there's like 1 or 2, 16, 17, but still, you're always outnumbered. You just have to be the smarter opponent. So, close, stop timer. Woo!
Under heavy enemy fire.
Oh god, this is not going well.
Target eliminated. Hold them off. Medic!
Whoa, 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 whoa! Ow, ow, ow! No! Damn it!
Target in range.
I don't believe it. I do. Oh. 3 hours! 3 hours, I didn't die. Not at all. Not once. I built up my team. Because of their experience, I upgraded them a few times. They all got better weapons, more grenades, I had the morale at 100%. That's another new thing, morale. But still, god damn it! I don't believe it. I was taking out larger forces than them about 20 minutes before I started. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Typical. But anyway, that's an example of how not to play the game. If your guys are just charging headlong into a superior force, you will die. Oh. Bruh. Anyway, I am loving this game. I am currently... Oh. Get yourself together, Christian. Get yourself together. Right. So yes, before it was a case of you had to spend money to hire and upgrade troops. Now they've actually implemented the food mechanic, which means not only do you have to worry about the enemy, you also have to worry about how far you're traveling and how much food you have stocked. Because if you don't have enough food, morale will go down, performance of your team will go down, which means if you get attacked, you get wiped out. Much like what just happened to me. And I know I've said it in the last episode and in the pre-alpha episode that we did. This is something amazing. This really stands apart from most other games out there, because the fighting, the action is pretty hardcore. You have to be... I mean, I'm useless at first-person shooters, but this... I mean, you'd actually have to be pretty damn good, because the enemies are hard to spot, they're fast, they use cover, and they're amazing shots. You not only have to be good at this, at the actual fighting. I mean, if you're not good at it, it's not such a bad thing. Like I said, I went 3 hours, 3 whole hours without dying, because I was using more of the planning. I'd get down, open up my map, right, we've spotted enemies here, here, and here. I need you guys to fall back, I need you to come over here, and I would dismantle my enemy with strategy, rather than just being, you know, a good shot. And I think it's because I hit that record button, I went a bit mad. And now I'm in almost exactly the same position as I was at the end of the last episode. All those hours for not a lot. But anyway, this game is still in development. It is early access. But so far, what they have in place is phenomenal. It's already a well-rounded enough game for me to go, yeah, shut up and take my money. Here. And it's going to give me hours and hours of entertainment. This is probably not going to be uninstalled from my computer for some considerable time. And I cannot recommend it enough. This is just so good. And I know I gush a lot about this game, but I can't help it. Credit where credit is due. These people have done something truly, truly brilliant. Thank you all very much for watching. I shall be back very soon with another review. I've got a few games lined up, which I'm going to be recording today. Not releasing everything on one day, but just to let you know, it's all coming. And yeah, I'm having a bit of an indie binge at the moment, and I'm really, really loving it because I spent sort of the last year playing predominantly AAA titles, and it's just such a great palate cleanser to see all these fresh new ideas. And I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. Well, I mean, maybe the only other way I'd have it is actually winning and not just... Oh, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go. No, don't sing that. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye! I promise I will upload a video where I succeed in this game. At some point, I will do well. Just not today.